First of all, I'm really happy that this event happens today. I'm really excited to have TouchDesigner in Paris. Please, gigantic round of applause to Greg, to Isabel, to Marcus, and to all the TouchDesigner team that with us tonight, I'm sure in heart, all over the world, in Tokyo, in Montreal, in LA, and who knows where today. Oh, Berlin, of course, but Berlin today is Marcus here, or probably at Maldives. Hopefully someone is on vacation. Oh yeah, Barcelona, yeah, for sure. So, yes, my presentation will be very efficient. As you can see, we have a lot of stuff to do, so not a lot of stuff to prepare. But the studio, since the creation, and I think TouchDesigner for our studio, it was because our studio is really TouchDesigner-centric studio. Everything is around it. There is something, even if you do some projects, some infidelities with Unreals or some other unnamed game engines, it's somehow, TouchDesigner somehow find its way to kind of to sneak into some of the filtering of sensors or something. So because no one tool is perfect, but I think TouchDesigner comes damn close to this. And I want to thank Greg for this kind of a gigantic invention, and that brings everyone together here tonight. So once again, Greg, thank you. So today, just I really wanted to say a couple of words about our work today and when we are going. And that's actually what's interesting for us today. It's much more the physicality, because we we're surrounded by screens, by our phones, by our TV screens, by our iPad, by our you name it, actually. It's really all around us. But TouchDesigner for us, well, in our studio is basically me who's doing all the integration, kind of a dev, basically. So I don't do a lot of so much visuals per se. I'm doing a lot of hardware integration, sensors, filtering, a lot of integrations of lighting, design. This is just a small kind of our show reel, just on the back, on the background of what we've done with a lot of people here. That I see iFix Lab, Darian. They have team, someone smoking for sure, and so yeah, with all lovely guys, and so we're really hoping to collaborate with all of you in the future. So we have a huge database of artists today, and yeah. So, but today it's once again it's about physicality of the thing. So, and I wanted to just to how to escape basically the frame and to get out of just the pure pixels. So I just brought three projects, three small projects that we did. So the first project, it was a Lightcode. I think Roman is here tonight. I don't see, yeah, Roman is here tonight. So we did it for the gala of the. I think it was inauguration of the building, right? Yeah, the kind of the new building of the school. And for us, it's a folio project. The folio project is the project that will take shapes and different forms and different settings, but it's kind of it's a suite of projects, right? So this was the first one. So you can see it's basically it's participatory, I think it's called installation. So you have a mobile application, very mysterious. It's not unlike Severance, something that you really don't understand, like the question calm or agitated, I think, or what colors are your dream. It's really something that just to go beyond your conscious mind and just beyond just some metrics. And to create, and basically we are creating the Lightcode at the end. It's very kind of it's a barcode, very different, well, reimagined, let's say. And then you can see your creation on the building with the movement, with the lights, we used something like around 40 beamers, 40 Sharpies that do informs, shapes. And so you have your queue on the app, so you can basically go have a beer and come at one time, at precisely time in your app, and to basically enjoy for 1 minute what you created unconsciously on the building. So this is our way also to escape a little bit of just a framework of the 16, 19, or wherever the aspect is right now in vogue. The next project is actually something that I first saw in Berlin in Monopol, and it was, I think, Joseph here, because I can't see, that did the integration with the LED pulse. So this is our take on the LED pulse, let's say, just the frontal assault, let's say, because we wanted to have something of our own, so we custom built the module. So I just came the day before yesterday from Bonifacio, from Corsica. That was the Festilumi. It was a project Nebiu, which is Corsican for Mirage, which is another folio project for our studio, which is kind of a suite of different ways of working with the project. So this is the volumetric lighting that we used. This is on the left. You have a shooting at. It's a commercial project. It was a commercial project at the George V hotel, very chic one in Paris. So we created basically a giant volumetrical kind of a wall by 3 by 3 by 1 with a lot of forms that we can put into this. It was much more figurative. And on the right side, it's just, sorry, no editing because no time. So it was just my iPhone. We have good editing coming up. So, but it's really a heritage project for Corsica. And it was in 15th century building. And it was open to public, so the public can deambulate around it, kind of a walk around this thing. And yeah, it was actually quite dangerous, especially children as savages, I'm telling you. So you need to keep them away from anything electrical. So it survived, let's say, but every day needed some repairs. But yeah, this is much more abstract way. So we kind of also discovering how can we work in a very efficient way in TouchDesigner. So of course, pops all around for this project. But also kind of in new ways. It's not a pure 3D, it's not pure 2D, it's something in between, probably, to create something much more abstract and much more fluid and much more probably dreamy, because there is a lighthouse kind of an imitation in this volume. There is a waves, there is a turbulent winds of Corsica, because it was the project basically to trying to reimagine the nature, because it's honestly, if you haven't been to Corsica in Bonifacio, you should go. This is amazing. It's like a video game or something. So this is unreal. So not to bore you too much, and the third project that I brought today is our small robot that we call the OK Robot. So this is a project. It was a commercial project. Now it's uncommercial because we're doing artistic stuff for this. So as you know, well, we need to pay for this stuff too. So, and it was actually very interesting. We created installation for Hublot watches for Geneva, and so you have it was scratching on the gold on the it's Geneva. It's on 18 carats of gold on the left side. If you see, I'm sorry once again, we didn't have time to get the kind of a good editing, so it's blown up. But yeah, the robot, the integration of the robot was in TouchDesigner. It was very, I think Louis, I think he's here somewhere. Oh yeah, he was kind of a finishing for me this one because I didn't have time to stay. Thank you. Didn't have to stay for 10 days in one place, so so kind of he was taking over it. But the integration was very interesting. It's X arm, as probably you know this this shape, very elegant, very unusual shape for a robot. And the TouchDesigner, actually, we decided not to go to the bullet inverse kinematic way because it's kind of the obvious way, because it's actually inside of the brain of this robot. But I did it the other way around. So I created digital twin in TouchDesigner. You don't have, unfortunately, the screen capture. Once again, documentation is coming up. But because this robot has sensors everywhere. So basically, TouchDesigner, what you see is what you get. It's not, it is not simulation that you see, it is real life that you see coming from each of the, I think it's like almost 25 to 30 sensors of rotation, of torque, of force, or everything. So, and because of course of all this kind of a very fashionable environment, you cannot be kind of our poor artists and technicians cannot be seen, so no one wants to see us. So you're kind of in 1 kilometer from your installation, somewhere in a dark room. So it's very practical actually to trust your visualizations and to have the digital twin, so you don't have to be there, but you can be sure that if it's moving on the screen, it's moving there. So this was our way, once again, to propose kind of an escaping of the pure frame. And we tried to do something funny because it has some kind of intelligence, this robot, so it has a choice every time where to go, what to do. It's a little bit, sometimes it's dangerous because it's still steel rod that's scratching the surface. And but he has like a 10 bows, for example, at the end. So he can choose what bow he can do, Japanese, military, Russian, or you name it. So it was kind of a Wall-E project in many ways. But people, I don't know, for some reason, people related to that, just not the gold, probably. So we have hope, I guess. So the bows were much more Instagrammable than the scratches on gold plate. So yeah, this is my first kind of part of presentation. This is how we kind of going out of the frame. And my second part of the presentation is just a very quick one, actually. It's just to say amazing thank you for everyone that kind of took part in our initiative to create this small community, hopefully growing quickly in France and Paris. And already, I think, on the first and the second meetup, there are a lot of people that came from quite far, actually. Tour, like, it's like, I don't know, 150 probably kilometers. I will not, don't quote me about that, but it's still some, you need put some will to that. So thank you so much. So this is a couple of kind of visuals that we did just to remind the history about this small event that we're trying to do, probably not quantitative, but qualitative. So sometimes we do it open studios that we have kind of a chance to have a little bit of a space in our studio at Montreux. And sometimes we're doing it at the bar, just drinking. That's where everything happens, as you know. And hopefully it will happen tonight for all of you later. And for the future, I really invite you to connect with us about that, because honestly, we're really a small studio. So everyone was here today, just plugging the cables, going to the shops and doing some stuff. So sometimes it's a busy times, like last 6 months. So please connect with us if you want to take part, if you want to kind of take over some of the events. We will be more than happy to share and our kind of our Instagram and our spaces, sometimes our equipment, if you need anything, because it's really tough we're doing a lot of commercial stuff, but also half of it is artistic stuff. So for artistic stuff, we booked until almost 27 today. But we need to finance this for in some way or shape or form. So please, if you're really interested in building community, yeah, I think Florian already that came help us, and a lot of other guys told us. So please, let's get a little bit more active. And sometimes even if we are not available, once again, we're really a small studio. So if you're available, or if someone wants to, I think Sebastian will be talking that he has some small meetup by the end of July. So it's with really gigantic pleasure that we'll do that. How to reach us? You have two ways. Well, you have emails and everything on Ovo Studio, of course, or you have Instagram at XP Meetup _ Paris. I know it's a little bit long, but believe me, Instagram is not easy with the with the naming and so. And once again, XP. It's also because I'm sure all of us are working in several tools, not just TouchDesigner, with all my love, of course, that go into TD. We don't want to be absolutely exclusive. I think the best way is to mix it up a little bit, and just to share and to advance together. And no one is one-man orchestra. At least our studio doesn't want to be. So please call us, write us, and we'll do something together about the community and to perpetuating actually this great event when we can nerd out the whole evening and no one else will understand us. This is, I think even today it was made clear for everyone that this is it, my friends. So thank you so much once again being here. Thank you for Derivative for partnering with us. So it's an honor and privilege. And yeah, hopefully everyone, I think after that we'll have a small break and we'll have a quick fires presentations, and then we can nerd out in our space. So you will have a projectors, equipment, and when you can show your stuff. Thank you.